Where were you brought up?
I was actually brought up in a house in Smethwick. It wasn't the house that I was born in. We moved to this house when I was about 3 months old. It was a 3-bedroom semi, and it was on. I always remember it was on a corner plot, so we had a lot of front garden. We had a lot of room to put cars and things on, which my dad invariably did. And we had a smallish back garden. For a lot of the first years that we were there, it had an outside toilet. You had to go outside the house to go to the toilet. But then, sort of as we lived there, the longer we lived there, sort of mum and dad renovated it and sort of thing. I had my own bedroom. I was fortunate enough to have my own bedroom.
Your brothers and sisters?
One brother. He's 3 years older than me, so he was born in 1960.
Can you just remember when they changed for an outside toilet? That would have been one of the latest.
I would have been about 10 years old, which would have been about 1973. They had the toilet sort of brought in to. The outside toilet wasn't on its own in a building in the garden. It was attached to the house, but you had to go outside the house to go, and they sort of had it all knocked in, and it was put upstairs in the end anyway. But I would have been about 10 years old, so.
And what are your earliest memories?
My earliest memories. My earliest memory would have been in 1965 when I was 2 years old, and it was a Christmas. We'd spent the Christmas with my mum and dad in London, and I can remember coming down Christmas morning, and my main present was, we never had very many, but my main present was this beautiful doll, and I ended up calling him Timothy, and he was dressed in a white, all-in-one white fursuit with a big zip up the front. Oh, I was so chuffed with him. I've still got him now. But he's got these big blue sad eyes. He's wonderful. And then my next memory would have been when I was 4 years old, so that would have been in 1967. I can't count. And I can remember it was my birthday, and I came in from the garden, and I went into what would have been our lounge where we sat and watched television, etc. And there on the sofa was a Tiny Tears doll, which I'd gone on and on about. I wanted this doll because it was a new doll just out, and my mum and dad had bought it, and I was so chuffed with it. It was wonderful. Like? What was the doll like? It was very hard, actually. It was a very hard doll, but its arms and legs were jointed, so they'd move. And she was just beautiful, and you could give her something to drink, and she'd wee in a nappy. She was wonderful, and I think I had her for many, many years after that as well.
Did you have a lot of toys as a child?
I can remember having dolls and a few soft toys, but I had mainly books because there wasn't really television. I didn't have a television in my bedroom as my children have televisions in their bedroom. I can remember having books and a few dolls, and then obviously as I got older I had records and a record player, but I mean it's all CDs now. So,
can you remember how you sort of spent your time at home? Did you watch television all the time?
No, because there just wasn't anything on. There wasn't anything on the telly during the day. I mean, it was only until I got home from school that maybe I'd watch a little bit of television while I was eating my tea or something like that.
Do you remember what programmes?
Oh, good grief! I can remember. I was talking to my husband about this the other day. I can remember, I don't know what it was. This is how angry my memories. There was some rocket going up into space. The Americans were launching some rocket. Now, this would be back sort of late 60s, early 70s. And there was a programme on that I used to love called The Banana Splits. And it was an American programme. And they're taking the banana splits off, and I was so annoyed. I can remember saying, I don't want to watch no rocket going up. I can't even remember what a rocket was. I should find out, really. But I can remember being so cross that they'd taken banana splits off. But the other sort of programmes, there was, so many different things. We used to watch, I can remember Andy Pandy. I can remember watching that. I can remember Play School. That was another more for younger children. But no, because I didn't really watch that much television. If I didn't sort of go out and play in the back garden or go somewhere on my bike or somewhere or something like that, or play out in the street with the other kids, then then I'd be in my room or something, or I'd be doing something for my mum, you know. She'd sort of get me doing, I don't know, clearing up this or doing some polishing and dusting or something, you know.